Jason Ballas with OutdoorProductReview.com. We're continuing on with the 2009 bow review. Today I'm going to have for you the Ross Carnivore. Brand new 2009 model bow from Ross. If y'all don't know that Ross and Bowtech have sort of merged over there. This is the first year that I'm doing a Ross bow, which I'm pretty excited for. I mean, we have some great bows in the lineup this year. Some of the ones we've never seen before. A lot of the ones that you guys have requested. All right, we're going to talk a little bit here about the Carnivore. Has a hybrid cam system. The axle to axle is 31 inches. The brace height on the Carnivore is a 7 3/8, which is very forgiving. You know, anything over a 7-inch brace height is very forgiving. Some of the speed bows out there only have 6-inch brace height. You're going to lose a lot of the shootability out of that kind of a bow. But with a 7 3/8 brace height, you're able to shoot the bow really nice. It's got a nice long riser. Has something that's really cool on it. You know, it still has a cable slide on it. However, there is something called the crank. Now, this crank has the purpose of it is to make it a smoother drawing bow. Now, if you see on here, it's sort of a nice machined aluminum piece of material here with a split yoke so that the cable is attached to each side of the bottom limb. Now, when you draw it back, it sort of twists. It sort of twists here. It'll twist on you sideways so that the yoke of the cable is on each side of the bottom of the limb. Therefore, you're not having any pulling on either side. So when you do draw the bow back, you guys will see when we do the draw test on it here that the whole crank will actually turn sideways. So that's pretty. It's a 2-to-1 ratio on the rotation of the cams, so it makes it a lot easier and smoother when you draw the bow back. All right. Once again, we're shooting a hostage rest from Bowtech on this bow. That's the rest of the choice that we're going to be using all season. So, you know, this is the kind of rest just because it's easy and quick containment and everything's going to be good to go. But since Ross and Bowtech have sort of merged over there, they have the new Invelvet finish on it. Now, the Invelvet finish is nice and soft. I feel like the velvet on a deer's antlers, and that's why they're calling it the Invelvet finish. On the bow is really cool. It's got nice, real thin neck grip, but then it sort of grooves out. Almost looks like it's plated. However, it's sort of a softer, more velvety finish on the grip, so it's not going to slip out of your hand. They have a flat liner shock absorber here on their cable slide, which absorbs some of the shock from the cable when it moves forward. It actually concussions on here. It actually impacts this and takes some of the shock away. They have flat liner limb suppressors on the bow here. And now there's the STS here that's set on here, which is a flat liner STS, or it's a string suppressor system. Let's use that term. All right. So, all in all, it's got a lot of eccentrics on it to make it nice and smooth when you shoot the bow. I haven't shot this bow yet. I set it up this afternoon, and I've yet to put an arrow through it. So I'm pretty excited to see what we have. IBO speeds on it are around 310 to 318 or so. So I'm pretty excited. Set at 70 pounds, 29 inches. We're going to be shooting that Victory Archery arrow. But why don't we go ahead and do the draw test on it and see how it feels. All right, folks, we're going to do the draw test here on the Carnivore from Ross. Like I said, I haven't even shot this bow yet. I just set it up this afternoon, so I'm pretty excited to see what we have. I'll draw it back. She's very smooth. Now, if you notice, I want you to take a look at that, how the yoke system down on the bottom is very, it's twisted so that it's equal pressure on each side of the limb. All right? Very smooth, solid ball. I'm going to try and creep just a hair. Oh yeah, you can creep with this bow. I'm going a full, maybe quarter-inch or so, and it's not moving, so that's perfect. Very good. Very good. Right? Can't really torque it that much. Very impressive. Let's go ahead and draw that back again. All right, we're going to go ahead and draw this bow again. I tell you what, I was very impressed. There's zero creep at all. You can go a quarter-inch. You know, if you have to bend over shooting an animal in the tree stand, it's not going to try to go forward on you. All right, I just had surgery in January on my shoulder, so when it creeps like that forward, it pulls a little bit on it. You know, I'm healed now and I'm good to go, but it definitely, if a bow creeps a hair, it pulls on your shoulder pretty good. So if you have shoulder problem, you know, just be aware. This is a great bow where you don't have to worry about that. Let's go ahead and draw her back one more time. Very smooth. Very smooth. All right, folks, we got the Carnivore here. We're going to do the shooting test. You saw me do the draw test. You can creep quite a bit with this bow. It feels pretty comfortable, smooth draw. I like the way it feels so far, so let's go ahead and shoot it and see how it is. Let's go ahead and try it again. I like that. Zero hand shock whatsoever. Nice valley. You can creep. God, I like this bow. That's aiming right at the top. All right, folks, we're shooting a Carnivore here through the Chronograph. That we're shooting that same Victory Archery arrow that's 392 grains. All right, so I want you guys to see how this flies. I tell you, I think it's flying pretty fast. When I shot it during the shooting test, it was really, really fast. And you know, I can't detect speed or radar. My wife says I always speed anyway in the car, so we'll just go ahead and let the Chronograph here decide. So we're going to go ahead and draw it back. First thing is I want to make sure that none of the veins are contacting the hostage rest here, so we get clear shot. All right, we're going to draw back. .284 feet per second. 284. All right, folks, we're going to do our second shot here. We usually do 10 shots through the Chronograph. The Carnivore is going to be shooting again. This will be the second shot. We got 284 on the first shot, so let's go ahead and see what we're going to shoot at here. Exactly the same, 284 feet per second. That is a 392 grain arrow from Victory Archery there. And she flew just as true as could be, shooting 284 feet per second. So let's go ahead and finish this bow review up now. You saw it. We're shooting 284 feet per second. That's pretty nice, and it's definitely a great shooting bow. This Carnivore from Ross Archery is something else. You know, I just want to cover everything. I mean, the draw cycle, I have to give it a 10. And it's smooth all the way through. There's no creep whatsoever. 9.9 on the noise. There's hardly anything. There's no hand shock at all, zero hand shock. The bow doesn't even torque in your hand. You know, speed, that'd be the only downfall. If it was just at 300, I'd give it a perfect 10, but I'm still giving it a 9.8. You know, that's a 390 grain arrow right there. And if we didn't have these string silencers on there, I'm sure they would be close to 300 feet per second as it is. You know, overall, the velvet finish, it just feels awesome. The crank that it has on here for the adjustment of the smoothness. Overall, I'm going to have to give this bow as close to 10 as I possibly can. I mean, it's going to be a 9.9 overall. I'm very impressed with the way that this bow shoots. The Carnivore is just awesome. I'm really excited to have Ross in the bow review this year. You know, in the last couple of years, I've called him up, and it's just been tough. So, you know, now they're on board with Bowtech there, and it seems like the Bowtech's really been helping me out with the bow reviews, and I appreciate all the help. I like to see them out there. I like to see great products, because this is what I want everybody out there to see, is great products. You know, everybody gets so caught up in speed nowadays with all these speed bows that are going 370 whatever feet per second. You know, it's all about shootability. If you can't hit a target at 20 yards, well, what's the difference between shooting 280 feet per second or shooting 360 feet per second? Zero, because you're still going to miss the target. You know, if you can shoot one pin out to 40 yards, doesn't mean that you can hit the target. You need to be able to shoot a bow that is good, that shoots good, feels good in your hand, and you're comfortable with. Has a solid wall with a great value, and that's what Ross has come out here with the Carnivore, because it is just awesome. 9.9 overall. I'd say 9.97. You know, if I gave it down to the 3/10, it's just a great shooting bow. I like the way it shoots, and then you'll probably be seeing this in a couple of pictures with some turkeys this year, I'm sure. We have a bunch more bow reviews coming on this year. So for Daryl Woods, who's my cameraman today, I'm Jason Ballas. Check back at OutdoorProductReview.com for more of our 2009 bow reviews and all the great reviews of the great outdoor equipment.